everyone, welcome back to Shradysstyle. Thank you so much for being here as always. I really appreciate your support, and if you're someone new, welcome to my channel. My name is Shraddha and this is my channel Shradysstyle. Here I share with you my makeup tips and tricks that I have learned throughout my years of using makeup. So I would really appreciate if you'd hit that subscribe button and be a part of the family. So in my previous video, I recreated my mom's wedding look, which had only 3 makeup products. So easy, so simple, yet she looked so pretty. So click somewhere here up on the screen and that will directly take you to my previous video. I am Maharashtrian, so I thought it would be apt for me to create a Marathi bride look before I did any other bridal look. So in this video, I'm going to share with you all the makeup products that have stood the test of tears, lights, sweat, and everything that goes on at weddings. So these are really foolproof products that I really trust. So if you want to see how I create a beautiful Maharashtrian bride, please keep watching. So before you do anything for your wedding makeup wise, you want to make sure that your skin is nice and hydrated. So you either want to go for a nice hydrating facial or spa, or you can either use some of your home remedies. So what I like to do is put on like a sheet mask that is really hydrating, and I like to use this Garnier Skin Active Moisture Balm. Now once you're done with that, your skin still needs a lot of moisture because you're gonna put on a lot of makeup and there's gonna be a lot of touch-ups during the day. So you don't want your skin underneath all that makeup to feel really dry and itchy or anything. So you want to have as much as moisture as possible under your makeup. So what I'm going to do today is use this Sheer Envy Hydrating Mist. This has coconut in it and it's oil free, so it's really good. Now even before I apply my moisturizer, I'm going to apply a hydrating primer. I need a primer because I want all my pores to disappear, and applying a primer really smoothens out your skin and makes sure that your foundation and your concealer, everything applies seamlessly and they don't move. So I'm using this e.l.f. hydrating primer and I'm going to apply this all over my face. But if you don't want to apply a primer everywhere on your face, you can just concentrate on the areas where you tend to get oily or you tend to get sweaty and your makeup tends to move. Now it's going to feel a little slick, but believe me, a primer is so important for, big days, because it's just going to give you a nice even base to work on later. Now once I'm done with that, I'm going to go in with my moisturizer, which is my Neutrogena oil free. Now the next thing that I'm going to use is this Clinique Custom Repair Serum as an under eye serum. I want to keep the under eye really nice and hydrated because that is the first place that my concealer or my makeup starts to crease. So I really want to keep that hydrated, and the reason why the makeup starts to crease there first is because the skin right below your eyes is really delicate and sensitive. So you want to make sure it's nice and hydrated, and using a serum under your eyes also prevents fine lines and wrinkles, so why not? And I'm also going to take it right in my inner corner because a lot of times that area is really neglected. The next thing that we're going to apply is foundation, and I cannot stress enough how important it is to have a really long lasting foundation, and for me it's the Kat Von D Lock-It foundation. This is an amazing foundation. You don't need too much and it has amazing coverage, so that's what you need on a wedding day, right? So after I apply my foundation, I want my skin to look nice and healthy and glowy. So I'm going to add some illumination to my skin. So I'm going to use the IT Cosmetics Your Skin But Better CC Plus Illuminating Cream. Now the next step is concealing, and I'm using my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer in the shade Medium. And this is one of those products where you don't need a lot of it and it gives insane amount of coverage. So the next thing after applying concealer is to set that in place, and today I'm actually going to bake my under eyes because I want the concealer to be there, just like sealed in its place throughout the day. So I'm going to use the Airspun loose powder, and I'm using the Real Techniques Beauty Blender. I'm using this because it has a nice flat side, so it really would help me place that loose powder where I want to, and make sure that it will seal that concealer in place. Now, one advice while baking your under eyes is that if you have really dry under eyes, you don't want to bake them for really long, because that would defeat the purpose of hydrating it in the first place, and you would really be able to see those fine lines appear from under your concealer or your makeup. So you don't want to bake them for really long. So while our under eyes are baking, I'm going to work on my eyes, and I'm going to start off by filling in my brows. So as usual, you've seen me do this a million times. I'm going to use my Maybelline Brow Define and fill in and define my brows. Now when you're working on your eyes for a wedding or a really important event, you want to use an eyeshadow primer. Next, I'm taking this transition shade on a blending brush again, and I'm going to put it right in my crease. Now I'm taking this lighter mauve shade on the same blending brush, and again applying it on my crease to just darken it up a little bit. Next, I'm taking a Real Techniques eyeshadow brush and this darkest maroon shade from this palette, and I'm going to concentrate it right on the outsides of my eye. So if you want your eyeshadow game to look on point, you want to make sure that you're blending it really well. You want to start off by little amounts of eyeshadow, blend it in, and then build it as you like. So like you saw, I started off with a really small amount. I'm using this round blending motions to blend my eyeshadow in. I think now it's time to take that bake off because I don't want my under eyes to get really dry. Next, I'm using this light iridescent shade from the palette on my finger, and I'm just going to pop this on the middle of my eye. You want your eyes to look nice and bright. You don't want to go for any smoky eye for your wedding. I think this looks really pretty and subtle. So I wasn't too perfect with my eyeliner because we are going to apply some false lashes. I mean, come on. It's a wedding look, so we need some false lashes. So I'm going to apply my Ardell Demi Wispies and be right back. Okay, so I have my lashes on, and you can see what a big difference false lashes can make to your look. So next, we're going to apply some blush, and this is probably my favorite step because applying blush gives such a nice color and, you know, that glowy freshness to your skin. Next, it's time to apply some highlight, and usually I kind of go crazy, not to look like a disco ball, but I do apply some generous amount of highlight on my face. But since this is a wedding look, we don't want to go really crazy with our highlight because let's face it, you are going to have some flash photography and you don't want certain areas of your face to look brighter than the rest of your face. Now you want to make sure that whatever highlight you use, it doesn't have chunks of glitter. It's just a regular powdered highlight, like something like this, because if you do have chunks of glitter, they are going to show up more than the other products that you use because they don't blend as well as the powdered highlight. So just something to keep in mind. Now, because this is a Marathi bridal look, Marathi brides have these red and white dots above their eyebrows. So I'm going to use my Wet n Wild lipstick that I used in my previous video when I was recreating my mom's wedding look. And to draw on the white dots as before, I'm using some acrylic paint that I found at the craft store. Lastly, for lipstick, I'm using the same Wet n Wild red liquid matte lipstick. So this is the finished look. After putting on those red and white dots above my eyebrows, I put on some red bindi. I changed into like a traditional Indian attire. I put on some jewelry. This is a golden necklace and some earrings. I put on this headpiece which is actually called Mundavya, and brides in my hometown wear this for their wedding. So yeah, I really enjoyed creating this Marathi bride wedding look. This was so much fun to do, and I want to wish all the to-be brides out there best wishes and have a really happy wedding life. If you enjoyed watching this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with all of your friends and brides to be. And if you haven't already, please subscribe by hitting the subscribe button down below. And until then, take good care of yourself, and I shall see you in my next one. Bye.